Hi, I'm Jimena.
I'm Dee Dee.
In the last video, we talked about the importance of preparing your lessons day to day. In this video, we're going to talk about the importance of feedback.
Feedback is so important. You don't want your student to be learning something wrong. So we want to make sure and give constant, timely feedback.
So let's talk about the different feedback models. Number one is worksheets and maybe quizzes. I know that we have a curriculum that gives us constant and instant feedback on our child's math lesson, but we also want to take a look at maybe reoccurring things that they're getting wrong, and maybe stop and revisit those concepts.
Yeah, if they don't get 80% or better, then I'm sitting down with them and we're going over the problems that they got wrong right away. So that day or the next day, we want to look at, okay, what's going on? And usually it's something pretty simple, we can fix it. Another way that we're giving feedback is if we assign a special project or a paper, then we're sitting down, we're editing the paper together. If they give a project and we see that they have mastered that material, we're going to know by what they present to us.
Yeah, and you want to change it up because it's not always fun to write a ton of papers, right? So you want to mix it up and be like, hey, how about this time you give me a PowerPoint presentation if they're older, or how about you make a collage? But the point is that they're showing you that they've mastered the topic, you're making it fun, making connections, that's all feedback. Another way to give feedback is through just discussions. So we'll sit and we'll read a book together and then we'll discuss it. Or a lot of times, we like doing tea and poetry once in a while, and so we'll look at a poem, we'll discuss it together. It just makes it really fun, but you're also noticing and observing your child's growth, because that's what's really cool about it. When we started analyzing poetry, they were just listening and, kind of absorbing everything. Now, after a few years, they're like coming up with some really insightful comments. So there's definitely been growth. And that's really what we're focusing on. We're not focusing on perfection, we're focusing on progress and growth.
Absolutely. And we start off with comprehension questions. Did you even understand what you read? And then you can get into, okay, what is the author trying to say? If you're talking about a book or maybe a movie that you watched. Another way of giving feedback is just by observing and interacting with your children as they're learning.
Yeah, I think that's one of the funnest things about homeschooling is learning alongside of your child. I know I didn't like history growing up.
Oh no, I didn't know why we studied history.
Right, and so learning that together with our children, we're able to help them make connections and get deeper into things that maybe we never thought about doing. But it's really important to be present when you're teaching and when you're learning alongside of your child. And this means avoiding distractions. And parents, I'm going to tell you, I know it's really tempting, to have your phone with you all the time, but it can be a really big distraction. And then you're not really present to the lesson or really attuned to what your child is actually picking up on or not.
Right. And we talked about in our past videos that some stuff is going to be in a group where you're actually giving a lesson, and some stuff's going to be independent work. But even during that independent time, you want to be present for answering questions and making sure that your child is staying on task. So as the homeschool parent, being alert of what's going on is really important.
Yeah, and honestly, the point of homeschooling or any sort of learning is actually learning, right? Not just checking things off and getting things done, because that, we can fall into that too, especially if we're distracted. Just like, did you do your math? And then we're done, and then there's no feedback and there's no connection. Or did you read that? And so it's important that we always go back to really the reason why we're homeschooling, which is we want to really provide our kids with a great education.
And it can be a personalized education that's really helping them grow and develop in the areas of their weaknesses. Remember, along your homeschool journey, always reach out to your ES. They are a great resource, and there are no stupid questions. So if you're feeling unsure about anything at all, go to your ES, get some clarity. It's okay.
Also follow us on social media because, like she said, you can ask questions and we will gladly answer them. So we hope that you would do that and subscribe and like our stuff. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.